just the one story today, and that's talking about Spurs' performance against Chelsea on Saturday evening at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It wasn't very good at all, was it? Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name's Craig and here are your daily Tottenham news headlines where I'll be going through all the latest news, rumours and reports. If you're watching on YouTube and I'm not already as yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Like, share and comment below. And if you're listening on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Okay, just one story today, to be honest, and I just want to talk about Tottenham's meek 1-0 defeat to Chelsea on Saturday evening. And it felt less like a narrow scoreline and more like a tactical unravelling. It was a kind of listless, confused performance that leaves a manager's early tenure under serious scrutiny, to be honest. And Thomas Frank will know this night was one that raised far more questions than it answered. Again, the first half lapse proved decisive. Of course, Mickey van der Ven attempting to play out from the back was caught in possession by Moises Caicedo, who unselfishly squared for João Pedro to slot past Vicario. From there, Tottenham huffed and puffed, but never really looked like blowing anything down, to be honest with you. It was a match defined by nervous passing, positional confusion and unmistakable sense of a team still searching for identity, in my opinion. Frank's appointment was supposed to usher in a new era of pragmatism and discipline, blending the intelligent structure he'd honed at Brentford with Tottenham's attacking ambition, and instead what unfolded again at the Spurs Stadium on Saturday was a muddled imitation of both, a side neither solid or adventurous, caught in a fog of tactical indecision. What made it worse was the sheer predictability. Again, Spurs insisted on kicking it long from the back, completely missing out the midfields. On a lot of occasions, the sequences were slow, telegraphed and invited danger and pressure. When the inevitable mistake came, it felt less like bad luck and more like a natural consequence of the flawed tactics. If Tottenham's defensive shape was disorganised, their attacking play was virtually non-existent. The front three may well have been strangers meeting for the first time. There was no rhythm, no interchange, no tempo. Passes went sideways again, runs were mistimed, crosses floated harmlessly into empty space or into the hands of Sanchez or didn't come into the box at all. And the stats were damning: 0 shots on target after the 35th minute, just 0.05 expected goals, and not a single clear chance created from open play. This wasn't simply bad attacking night, it was a systematic failure. The players didn't look confused about what they had to do, they looked unconvinced by why they were doing it. Lucas Bergval's early withdrawal after a head knock didn't help matters, of course, but it certainly looked like Spurs didn't have a plan A, let alone a plan B. Perhaps most concerning was Frank's in-game management, or rather the absence of it. As the match slipped away, there was a little tactical adjustment, no real switch of shape, no real visible change in pressing triggers, or attempt to stretch Chelsea's back line. This was an easy game for Chelsea, the easiest 1-0 they'll ever play probably. Substitutions seemed reactive, not proactive. It was as though Frank hoped that more of the same might yield somehow a different result. For a manager renowned for adaptability at Brentford, this newfound rigidity is puzzling and dangerous to me. The Tottenham cannot afford another manager unwilling to bend when the game demands it. By the final whistle, the mood inside the stadium was mutinous. Again, boos came from the south stand and all around the stadium as the players trudged off, heads down as they always do. And as we all know now, Mickey van der Ven and Jed Spence completely blanked Thomas Frank. Whether he was trying to get him to go over to the fans, I'm not sure, but that's how it seemed. Fans have seen this film before: the hollow promises of attacking football, the slow drift towards mediocrity, The tactical experiment's gone wrong. Frank's honeymoon period, brief as it was, is now over 100%. Supporters are not expecting miracles, but they are entitled to expect identity and intent. On this evidence, Tottenham currently have neither, in my opinion. Tottenham's next fixtures, Copenhagen in the Champions League and then Manchester United next weekend, both at home, of course, already look daunting. If performances continue in this vein, especially at home, the whispers of doubt could soon become open discussions about Frank's future. The Premier League is unforgiving. And even now, with Daniel Levy now gone, the club has shown before that sentiment plays little part in its decision-making. Frank was brought in to steady the ship after years of managerial upheaval, essentially, even though Ange Postecoglou won the trophy. But if the team keeps drifting almost rudderless, the hierarchy may be forced to act again. Fans would be patient if they could see a plan, but with any lack of it currently and a restless fan base growing louder by the week, it doesn't look good. This was not just a defeat, it was a reality check. Frank's Tottenham looked disjointed, uninspired and tactically naive, and a team caught between transition and turmoil. If things don't improve quickly, the conversation will inevitably shift from tactical tweaks to managerial change. Spurs cannot afford another season of uncertainty, and Frank cannot afford another performance like this one. And I'm not saying for a second sack Frank, but something has to change. He has to change. Unless he finds a way to fuse structure with creativity, possession with purpose and belief with bravery, his tenure could prove as short-lived as Spurs' passing moves last night. Tickets for last night's game in a normal seat were just shy of £100. £100 to be served up that garbage at a place that should be our fortress. The fans have a right to be disappointed and aggrieved, in my opinion. Say all you want about lack of injuries, lack of signings, but at least let's have a go. At least let's have a go. We did not have a go at Chelsea, one of our bitter rivals. And that, for me, it can't continue and it's not right. But get down in the comments, let me know your thoughts on last night's game against Chelsea.